Good morning, my dear students, class 8. Today we are going to start a new chapter of civics, that why do we need a parliament. Okay, so we have completed chapter number 1 and chapter number 2. They both are very important chapters. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to see all the concepts and all the aspects which are revolving around our parliament. So we have to see that what is a parliament. Okay, so which houses are included in the parliament, what is a representation in the parliament, what type of issues are there in the parliament. All these things we are going to see. And why do we require a parliament, what is an importance of parliament in a democracy. All these things we are going to discuss and we are going to deal with this chapter. Okay, so let's start. Now see, we are talking about parliament. What is a parliament? The answer is the elected members with which we choose by them elections through casting our votes, right? So we have elections in India through which we choose our leaders. So these leaders housed in the parliament, and these parliament basically parliament is a important aspect in Indian democracy. Yes, and where does it located? In New Delhi. It enables to citizens of India to participate in decision making and control the government. So whatever our government is there, which are the elected members are housed in the parliament. The power of the democracy lies in the hands of the people who are having the highest power in the democracy. Yes. Now see, my dear students, if they want to take any decision or to check the functioning of the government, so all of that is enabled with the help of parliament. So parliament, what it is? It is a correctly symbol of Indian democracy. If it is not there, it was very impossible to run anything systematically or smoothly. You would have faced a lot of problems. Leaders who were elected would not be accountable to us. So this parliament, it enables that we come to know all the functioning of government. That is why it is one of the key feature of Indian democracy. Indian constitution. Okay. So now we know the meaning of the parliament. Let us move forward. Now see, how did the parliament came into existence and why? So see, my dear students, we opted for a constitution. India opted for a constitution where it was supposed to be a democracy. We had a sad history, and what was that history? See, number one, that we had been colonized by the Britishers. Okay, you are very aware of that. And also, when we achieved the independence after the freedom movement, it came at a very big cost. What was that cost? We had to face partition, the partition of two countries, India and Pakistan. What was colonization role? People had no choice to nullify or criticize. Now see, my dear students, during the colonial rule, neither people have any say in the functioning of the government, nor could they criticize the policies of the government. Once India attained independence, the leaders of freedom movement were convinced that people should be able to participate in the decision making process. Therefore, all adult citizens were given the right to vote. What we say to that? Universal adult franchise. The participation of the people is very critical for proper functioning of the democracy. Democracy means government of the people, by the people and for the people. Yes. So to form the parliament, people choose their representatives who take decisions regarding growth and well-being of the country on their behalf. Yes, in this way, the people indirectly control and guide the government. Since the government is answerable to the people, it has to run its office responsibly. Okay. So, Universal Adult Franchise talks about political equality, which is the central to the notion of the democracy. Yes. Thus, Parliament is the congregation of elected representation. Congregation means a group of people assembled for a purpose. So, Parliament is a congregation of elected representatives. What it makes? It makes laws and exercises political authority on behalf of the people. It is the supreme law-making body of our country and the most important symbol of the Indian democracy. Okay. So, this institution, the Indian Parliament, is the medium of expressing the needs of ordinary citizen. Okay. Now see, my dear students, Indian Parliament or Sansad. Okay, Sansad is a manifestation of the faith and Indians have in the values of democracy. What did I say? Manifestation. Manifestation means an object that clearly shows. So, Parliament or Sansad is a manifestation of faith and Indians have in the values in the democracy, that is involvement of the people in the decision making and the government. The president and two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, together form the union legislature. As per the provision given in the constitution, the union government exercises power over the whole country. In this form of government, the president is the nominal head of the Indian state, while prime minister is the actual head of the government. Now we will see both houses. First we will see Lok Sabha. Okay. So, the Lok Sabha, or we say lower house. Okay. So, Lok Sabha or lower house comprises members who are directly chosen by the people based on the universal adult franchise for the purpose of election. The country is divided into several constituencies, right? So, each constituency elect one representative, which we say MP or member of parliament, among various political parties that represents the constituency in the parliament. At present, Lok Sabha has 545 members, out of which 530 members are elected from the state and 13 are elected from the union territories. The President of the India can nominate 2 members from the Anglo-Indian community. So, members of Lok Sabha are elected for a period of 5 years. Okay. Now we will see what is Rajya Sabha. Okay. So Rajya Sabha or we say it upper house. Okay. So it represents the state which have seats in the proportion of population. So it is a permanent house. After every 2 years, the tenure of 1/3 of its member gets end. So every member has a term of 6 years. The Rajya Sabha can have 225 members. The present strength of Rajya Sabha is 245. Okay. At present, the strength is 245. Out of 245, the 233 represents the states and the union territories, while 233 from states and union territories, and 12 members nominated by the president. An eminent personality from the different fields. They represents in the various fields in the absence of ex officio chairman of the house. For example, vice president or the deputy chairman, who were chosen by the members of the Rajya Sabha. The vice president or vice president presides the meeting, and Rajya Sabha members are called the MPs or members of parliament. So this was about parliament and the two houses of parliament. In the next session, we are going to see the role of the parliament, what are the functions of the parliament, that everything we are going to see in the next session. Till that, bye, see you.